It's the void. Huh. It's the void. Mm. Mm.
Tell me about it.
It's the beginning and the end. Always you start there in the void. And you breathe out. And then you follow your breath, and then you go all over the place, and then you go back. And then you breathe in again, and then you start all over again. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Mm. Mm. The breath goes out in all directions. And it goes in and out and everywhere. And then things start to appear. And sometimes there's one little thing and it shines. And then you decide to investigate it.
How would you go about that?
You just put your focus on it, and then sometimes you can just drift towards it, and sometimes you're just there immediately. And then you're in it, and it's a big surprise. It's always a big surprise. Mm. Mm.
What is taking place?
I've decided on a point of light to visit.
Describe it to me.
Well, it's a little point, but I know if I go closer it will get bigger until it envelops me. So I should go there and see what it is.
Very good. Tell me what happens.
Okay. So I'm sort of on the outskirts of it, and it feels soft. And I'm just sort of gently floating in. You know, it feels sort of, it's like a cloud, but it's not damp. It's difficult to see anything, but I know if I go, I'll just keep going, Well, I appear to be hovering over a planet.
What does it look like?
Okay, it's asleep. It's a sleeping planet. So it's like for a human, it would be nighttime for the planet. So it's waiting for the light to come back, and then it can wake up and start its day.
What light is it waiting for?
Well, it's a light. It will be sent from somewhere else. And it will come from all angles, all at once. It's not like sunlight. It's an illumination from everywhere at once. And it's almost time for this to happen. So we're just waiting patiently.
And what effect will that illumination have on the planet?
Well, the planet doesn't know exactly. It's not worried about it, but it's expectant and looking forward to whatever it is that actually happens. It doesn't know, but it has faith.
Right.
It will be good. Well, good's not the right word. It will be magnificent.
Has it experienced something like that before?
No. It's changed before, but that's been different. This is something from outside of it. Other changes came out of it, and this change is coming into it.
Right. Describe to me what changes when that happens.
Well, first the light. The light is alive, and the planet will not work with it, cooperate with it. And this means new life, new forms of life, and a change for the old forms of life, which they all seem to be curled up and asleep, waiting.
Together with the planet.
Yeah. It's like they're all having a dream together. Yes, and when this light comes, they all wake up together. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
What happens now?
Things are starting to stir. You know, just before you wake up, you start to move around a bit. So the earth feels it first, and it's the earth. It's the earth. The earth feels it, and she is moving. She's starting to wake up. She's stretching.
What does she look like at this point?
Soft. She looks soft, and I think she's going to expand. I think that will be her first act. With the light, she's going to expand.
In size?
Oh, yes. She will expand into other dimensions. Yeah.
How do you perceive this process?
It's like she is, how can I explain it? She was like a little hard ball. She's not really a ball, but a point. And she had like a hard casing. And when this light comes, it helps to soften the casing. It's been doing this a while, obviously. It's everything on and in the earth is being softened. And when the light comes, it will be easy to expand, open the casing. That's not really what happens, it's just the nearest thing I can think of to explain it. It's like this casing starts to dissolve, and whatever is the soul inside can then expand and go outward into different, not places, different, it's not really dimensions, levels.
Planes?
Planes is a good word, yes. Planes is a good word. They spread out. It's like if at the moment you're on this plane, on this earth, and then you can move in this direction and spread out, and then you can go up as far as you want and spread out. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space.
And what does that mean for the entities, the beings that live on this planet?
Oh, they're in for some big surprises, I would say. There's going to be a lot of movement around from these levels. There's a lot of inquisitiveness, mostly from these levels. You know, if you lie on a cliff and you look over and there's a big drop and then you can see the sea down.
Right.
And it's like, if you're on one of these other levels and you sort of lean over the edge and you look down and you think, oh my goodness, what, wow. Yeah. But then it sort of looks quite nice. It looks interesting and you want to go and explore it. So there's going to be, I think I'll call them explorers. There's going to be a lot of explorers coming from different planes, and they'll all be mixing in. You can choose which plane you want to play on, and I don't know, I've got the feeling that some of these entities, they're going to sort of slide past each other without connecting, but there will be spaces where you can actually come face to face with them.
Very interesting.
Yes. Oh. Wow, there's a lot of sliding around going on. This oh my goodness, there's really, I mean, sliding, there's a lot of movement. There's entities going in all directions. It's pretty busy. But I think the earth likes that. I think she's really enjoying herself now. Yeah.
What possibilities arise from this?
Everyone can experience something they haven't experienced before. The more that they open to each other, the more they will experience. It will be very expansive. There's like, I can't even count them. There's loads and loads of different beings, and they're all just so inquisitive. They just want to know about each other and learn more about each other, and I don't know, it's just fun to find out things.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of laughing going on, because, you know, some of these beings, they sort of look at other beings and think, oh my goodness, what's that? What is it? Yeah. And then they sort of stand there sort of gobsmacked for a while, and then they sort of drift towards each other in some way, and mostly they have a good laugh and say, oh my goodness, I didn't know there was anything like you. It's great fun. It's great fun. Yeah. Mm.
And how do the beings from the planet appear now after this expansion? How have they changed?
Well, there seems to be a group which has sort of wandered off to the side a bit. They're a bit wary, I would say. They're a bit wary, so they've pulled back. And they're waiting to see what happens. But there's quite a few who are also inquisitive. I mean, it's like little children, you know, in a swimming pool. Some of them dash up to the top board and just sort of dive in and have fun, and others they sort of go down the steps backwards, yeah. And others are just sitting on the edge. They'll all know when they get into the water, it will be gorgeous. But, you know, some take a bit longer to get in. Right. Yeah. Very mixed reactions. But that's okay. They can they have to take their own time. It's probably quite good to do it that way. Mm.
What else do you perceive?
I get the feeling it's like a hole. There's one plane, and then there's a hole, and then the next plane. You sort of go up. You can travel up the hole, and like a lift of some sort. It's not a lift, but it's a hole in the middle, and the planes spread out from this open tube. Right. Yeah. But it's not a tube because you can move out of it at any point. There's an awful lot to discover. I mean, it's going to take ages, as well as long as you like, really. Okay.
What is happening?
There's some of these beings which were right up like on the top plane. They're really fun. They're sort of saying, do you want to come for a ride? And they're picking up beings from other planes, and they're going like on a trip. Say, do you want to see this plane? We'll take you on a trip. That's a bit weird, but there you go. Yeah, So, those who want to, they can hop on and go for a ride. It's not really a vehicle or anything. It's just an agreement to spend some time with these other beings and go around together. It's like them being like a tour guide of some sort, and they're saying, oh, there's some great things you really have to see on this plane. And so you can like do a sort of a tour of the place. And then if anything takes your fancy, you can sort of hop off and experience it for a while. So
sounds like fun.
It's fun. It is. It's great. Yeah. Oh, that'll be nice. That's nice.
Does this expansion have an effect on the surroundings of that planet?
Yeah, yes, it does. It incorporates more of the surroundings in it. It's the human perspective is sort of universe, sort of looking out on other places which are sort of separate, but they're actually not separate. They are attainable, they're reachable. That's what the tour guides are doing. Oh, okay, so the tour guides, they can take us on these planes to places that humans think are a long way away and not reachable. So let me see. Okay, so these beings, they come from a quite high up planes. There's planes above them, but it doesn't matter. They come from these planes and come down a bit, but to go on these journeys, you have to go up a couple of planes. Not far, but it's no good staying stuck sort of on this lower plane. You've got to sort of go up a plane and then you can zoom off with them somewhere.
And how do you go up? Is it easy to do?
Okay, how do you go up? Okay, so they're obviously there at the moment waiting. You've got to be able to not see them, but feel them.
Feel what?
Feel these other beings. They're more or less on the next plane, waiting for anyone who wants to sort of join them for a bit of fun and to travel. Those who want to. So.
And once you sense them, you can go there.
Yes, and I think this illumination that's coming, that the light means we'll be able to feel them there. At some point you see them as well then, but at the moment they're there, but not everybody knows they're there. They just can't feel them.
Like, be aware of them?
Yes. They just don't know that they're there. But they will. Because you can't stop it then. I mean, there's so much light coming in. I think it will be important to take the light in and use it to become aware of these other planes. That's the key to the whole thing. When the light comes in, use it to become aware of these other planes, and then you can go wherever you want to, really.
When you said that the light was coming in from the outside, does that mean that the source of that light is controlling this process or timing it? Or did the planet have to prepare in some way?
This light has been there all the time, but it's been waiting for an invitation. And the planet has now said, I'm ready. And the more that she opens up, it's, she's sort of, you have to want it. If you don't want it, you won't accept it,
Mm-hmm.
There's an awful lot. It's like there's a little, Okay, so we'll go for one, the plane where the humans are on the earth. The plane is spread out here. And there are the other planes on the top. They're all more permeable for this light. So this light is everywhere around. It's everywhere. And these planes up here, they let this light through. So that's why these planes can move around amongst each other. But this plane where the humans, where we are, where we find ourselves, our focus now, the plane we're on, we've sort of blocked ourselves off from this light. And as soon as we say go, it will come through. And then we'll be able to change planes. It's just waiting. It's waiting for us to say, to invite it in.
So it's a cooperation between giver and receiver, you could say.
Yeah. Yes. So to get the feeling, it's sending little tendrils. When a flower is growing and it sends out little shoots and it's sort of seeking for something to wind around. And this light is, it's finding all the little tiny cracks and holes, and it's sending out tendrils, and they're coming in and they're finding everything. And once you get one of these little tendrils and you accept it, and it grows, it just grows. And there's an awful lot. I can see quite a few where I am. I mean, it's as if they're being sucked in, and this light is being sucked in. Yes, that's a good, we are sucking it in. Yeah. And there's more and more of it coming in.
And what happens inside of us when we suck in the light?
We expand as well, but it's more of an expansion of consciousness. It's not that our bodies are going to sort of blow up like balloons. That's not it. It's the consciousness inside the body expands outside of the body. And it reaches everywhere then, in all directions. But at the moment we're inquisitive. I think we're going to start exploring these other planes and traveling so outwards. This is a really weird picture. I'm sort of standing in this tubey hole thing and looking outwards. It's right all around me, and it just, the first plane spreads out, and then I can see the second plane, it spreads out, and then if I sort of move up a bit, the next plane spreads out. There's lots of levels to explore. And once we've sucked the light in and sort of, it's like the energy we need to travel. It's like filling a car with petrol or something. Yeah, you need this light.
Like fuel.
Like fuel. It's fuel. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a fuel, and once you've got the fuel, you know, it's the ultimate fuel. It's the ultimate fuel. That's nice.
And how does it feel like to be where you are, looking out at all of this?
Well, it's really exciting, and I just don't know where to go first. I don't know whether to start out down here and look around, or go up to the next level or the next level. There's so many levels, you know. There's so many planes to investigate.
Is there anything that catches your eye? Anything that feels like it wants to be perceived or explored by you?
Well, I think I'll probably... Oh, wait a minute. I'm going up. Okay. Oh, let's go up in the tube then. Oh, right. Okay, so I've stopped at this level. it's so weird. I go, okay, I've stopped at this level. It's just sort of white at the moment. Okay, I'm going to move in this direction. Okay. Feels more like this direction, but I sort of see this, but it's more this. I don't. Okay, I'm going. I'm off on this. I'm off. So let's go that way. Okay. Oh wow, that's. Okay. It's my big friends here. Oh, and it's my big friends. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Describe them to me.
Oh well, it's these. It's these. They're very. God, they're so difficult to describe. It's sort of energy. Oh, it's these toroidal thingies. They're my big friends.
Right, the fields.
Yes. Yeah, they're very playful. You're so cheeky, honestly. Okay, they're bouncing around all over the place. Yeah, it's I feel as though I'm the same sort of shape. I'm not. Well, it's not really a shape. I'm same sort of thing. So.
Like them?
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, there's quite a few of us actually. We sort of fill the whole of this plane, and we're all sort of flowing around each other. It's okay. If I take it down to a little thing, it's like lots and lots of little balls, all bouncing around, and in an unending plane, and we're all we're like sort of molecules or something. Lots of it. There's a lot of light here. We're totally infused by this light, which is why we're sort of, it's this fuel. It gives you a lot of energy. You are energy. You are the fuel. You're it. You're sort of not. You're okay. you're not quite one thing. You're lots of things, lots of, let's call them molecules. Okay, they're molecules that make up, or atoms or something like that, which make up this one big thing, which is everything. And we just play around. We just move about. It's just fun. I mean, you can sort of vibrate in one place, or you can shoot off to somewhere else, or you can actually connect with others that are sort of somewhere else, over there somewhere, but you can experience what they're experiencing. It's a nice sort of feel. It's great fun. I don't know.
And what does the plane look like or feel like?
Oh. Oh no! It feels as though it's like being inside a sandwich. It's like, oh God. You have a piece of bread here and a piece of bread here, and all these bubbly bits are sort of in between.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sort of spreading out. But if we go back to this tube thing, we could go to a different plane if we wanted to. It's just we're all having fun playing around there at the moment. It's a bit like right at the beginning, when I was in the void and then I saw this little light that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
It's something similar. We're all hanging around there, but it's all light anyway. So something, it's like it catches your attention, and then you get the idea to go there. Right. And you do. So at the moment, we're all just sort of doing our thing, whatever it is. And then let me see if I can. All right, okay. I'm connecting now with some which are more on the out. No, they're not outside. They're more on. Okay. They're more at this tubey thing. They're moving towards the tubey thing. Mm-hmm. Something's got their attention, and they've decided to investigate. So they're going to go somewhere. I don't know. Some of them go up, some of them go. It's not really up and down. Okay, we'll call it up and down. Some of them go up to a different level, and some of them go down to a different level. And they're all very excited about it, and it's all great fun. Yeah, so you play around there for as long as you want to, and then you decide to go somewhere else, it would appear.
You seem to have changed your form when you entered this plane. What happens to those beings when they enter other planes?
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, yes, I did. I took this form when I stopped off at this plane. So I took this form, and when you leave this plane and go to a different one, you take on another form. Okay, so there's different forms. It depends which plane you go into.
Do you have to change, or do you choose to?
Well, you choose to, because if you don't take on a form that would fit the plane, you won't be able to interact with it. You just sort of, I don't even think you could get out of this tube. Maybe you could a bit, but it would be pointless, because the thing that attracted you to this plane is the discovery of it.
Right.
And if you want to discover it, you've got to sort of fit yourself into it, and yeah, that's what you do, and you choose to do it because that's the only way to interact with the plane. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What happens now?
Well, it's just fun hanging around with these guys, but I guess.
Can you communicate with each other?
Yes, we do all the time. We're all in communication. It's strange. It's like being lots of little bubbles in a foam, but you're all sort of connected. All the bubbles are connected. They're separate. They're bubbles, but they make this foam, and each bubble is sort of doing its own thing at the same time. It's like it's just fun. It's like a sort of an in-between. Oh, okay, it's an in-between place. Oh, great. It's an in-between place. So you can sort of hang around there for a while until you decide to do something. Okay. So you're just in this foamy sandwich type feeling. and then at some point you sort of think, oh, I'm going to do something, and then yeah. It's interesting. Sometimes this whole oh God, I've got this picture of if you're in a bathtub and you've got bubbles in the bathtub,
mm-hmm.
and you can sort of go like that, and the whole froth of bubbles sort of flies up in the air. Yeah, and this is happening now. There's they've got these groups of bubbles that make a little froth, and they sort of go off together. It's fun. It's quite fun. So I think it's you get the same sort of, lots of these little bubbles are getting the same idea, and they're all collecting together, and then they sort of go, and then they float off together to the plane they want to go and look at. So yeah. This seems a very human sort of description, but it doesn't matter, I suppose.
It makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
What do the other fields say? Why did they visit you in your meditation?
To remind me of the other planes, so that I don't forget, not to get stuck in one plane. Never get stuck in one plane for too long. You can always come back. You don't have to keep on and on this plane. You can change planes. Change planes in midair. No, that's rubbish. No, you can change planes. Okay, it's all right. A lot of these bubbles. There was a lot of bubbles. They decided to explore this plane without the light. Yeah, okay. So we did that. We all came down, and there's been quite a lot coming down and coming down and coming down. But they haven't been moving on. They've been staying here. They've been staying on this earthy plane thing. And the rest of us have been thinking, why don't they come back? Why don't they come back and then go somewhere else? So...
And why have they?
Oh, they lost their fuel, didn't they? They ran out of fuel. They ran out of fuel. They forgot to tank up. It just wasn't happening. You really need this fuel to get off the plane. I mean, Okay, so let's go back in the story. Okay, so all these little bubbles, they all came down in big groups, small groups, forever and ever. Goodness me. And some of them sort of popped. that's sad. They sort of popped and sank in, soaked into this plane.
What does that mean? And how did that happen?
Yeah. So if your bubble pops, what happens? Where do you store your fuel on this? Wait a second. Okay, so I'm not a bubble. I'm a bubble here, but when I come down, I'm in this suit thing. So there's some. They left their suit. So they're out of this human body.
That's the suit?
That's the suit. That's what they have. That's what you have to wear on this plane.
Right.
Right. Okay. So you've got to wear this suit. Other beings put on other suits. There's it's like animals and plants and stones, and they're all like suits. It depends on the experience you want to have. Why did they? Okay. So that some of them take off their suit, they leave their suit, and they sort of soak into the plane instead of going back to the bubbly sandwich level, you know? Why would you do that? That's so silly. They forgot. They completely forgot about the bubble level. It's just not there. They don't know about it. And they can't, they've lost the connection to it. I think that's why so many bubbles have been coming down. I've got this picture. Okay. We're on the sandwich bubble plane. And there's this open tube down to this level. Yeah. And these bubbles, they're frothing over, but they're not letting go. They're sort of making a bubble waterfall down to this plane. So the idea is when you get down here, you're still connected to the bubble plane, so you have the memory of it, so you know where you came from. It's a between place, yeah. So we've sort of come down here onto this level,
the suit level,
onto the suit level, and the idea is as soon as you sort of interact, you can remind them in the suits. You say, look, I'm a bubble, you're a bubble. Oh, that's not, you know what I mean, yeah? Remember who you are, where you came from. Come back to the in-between place and remember what the whole thing's about. Yeah, don't just stay here soaked into this level.
Why is it necessary to remind them of it?
Because they're taking too long in this one place, and it's getting, what's the word? It was getting firmer, harder. It wasn't soft anymore. Things were happening. Once you lose your fuel, once you lose this light, once you let go of it or forget you've got it, you're just like an empty bubble case with nothing inside. You're sort of deflated. And then if you get a lot of these like deflated, like skins without the light in them, there's no joy in it anymore. So it's the joy has gone. And without the joy, that's the light. You can't go anywhere else, which means you're sort of stuck then. There's too many stuck. They're just stuck.
So that's what happened to them.
Yeah.
They forgot about the fuel.
They really did. But I think we're doing quite well at the moment. We've got a lot of foam which has come. It's nice. It's all these little light, fluffy, bubbly foam, joyful thingies, yeah, and they're all. And we come down and they spread out on the plane here. Mm-hmm. I think that's what. Oh, okay, that's okay, because if you stay like that, you can bring in these tendrils of light, you know, and that's what's bringing the illumination into this level now. When it's completely illuminated, even the stuck bubbles are going to remember. They'll be able to go back home again if they want to. At least they will know that they've been stuck here. And they can decide, they can say, okay, but it's really great here, I'm going to stay here. But at least they know they don't have to anymore. Right. Yeah.
Why was it important to make aware of this at this time?
Yeah, because she didn't realize what she was doing here particularly. You know, she's always thinking, God, I'm not doing anything. What am I supposed to be doing here? Yeah, I'm just sort of floating about, yeah, just swirling in my own bubbliness, and there's nothing going on. It's just to remind her to just be there. It's okay. And just stay bubbly. And don't forget your light, and just keep pouring it out. Just keep pouring it out. I know it doesn't look as though anything's happening, but there's a little bit's happening. It just doesn't seem to be very joyful at the moment. But don't give up. Just keep pouring in the light. Just keep taking it in and pouring it out. Just keep spreading it, and I mean, people aren't going to come up to you and say, "Oh, thanks for the refuel." They just don't do that, unfortunately. But just. I feel like a sort of a tank station or something. but it doesn't matter, because it's coming from this level anyway. So it's there's no end to it. There's not going to be a fuel shortage. It's all coming in. So all I've got to do is just remember that I am connected on this foamy thing, yeah, this waterfall, and just keep spreading it out. And I think there's a lot of us doing that. A lot of these bubbles. Goodness me. Oh well, that's we're doing it. We're getting the fuel spread around a bit.
And what role is the breathing playing in this? The instructions that you received.
Okay. That's a memory of a different plane. It's not really a plane. It's outside of the planes. The planes are just for playing with. The planes are something that we breathed out and created. It's just to remind me that this is all just a creation, and we can uncreate it when we breathe in again. You know, it's not breathing out and in, it's creating and recreating and stuff. Most of the time we just sort of create. It's mostly breathing out. There's a lot of breathing out. It's not really breathing out, but there's a lot of creating. And there is the possibility to take something back again if you don't really like it much. But mostly we just let it sort of go. It's because, I mean, there's no end to it. You can create all over the place. Just there's no end to it. But there is a possibility that you could collect your creations back in. I think we're actually doing that a lot. We're sending out creations, and then we don't sort of suck in the whole creation. We just take back bits that we're not too happy with and sort of readjust them and then send them back out again. So it's like shaping something. You know, you make something and maybe there's a bit of it, it's not quite right, so you can rework it. That's what we do. We create things, and then that's why we come into our creation. You know, these planes that we've created, we come into them and play in them and discover them and explore them, and then we sort of say, okay, well, I enjoyed that bit and I love that bit and that was fun. And then there's other bits where you sort of think, oh, well, I don't know, what's the point of that, you know? I think when I go back, no, you don't have to go back. No, I don't have to go back. When I'm in the plane, when I'm on these planes, I can breathe in and out and change things while I'm there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on this plane, well, on any plane, but in this suit, I'm changing the things that I'm not so keen on. I'm picking out the ones that I like, the bits I like, and the other bits I'm just sort of, remodeling. Let's say we're remodeling.
Like what?
What am I remodeling? Well, I'm remodeling this control over bit. That doesn't work. It's, you know, it was worth a try, but it just doesn't work. It's better not to do that.
To do what?
To give up your own, the control of yourself. It's not control, your sovereignty, yeah? Don't, it's not a good idea to give it up because it doesn't work. We tried it for a while. That's how a lot of us ended up stuck here, because we oh Lord, we said, okay, well, I'm not going to be sovereign anymore. I want that something else to operate me, sort of thing. It didn't really work very well. It wasn't fun, and it's a dead end. So there's a lot of stuck stuff. So we're just going to have to change that around. We've got to get this sovereignty thing, so we're each doing our own thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're not going to hurt anybody else. We're going to do our own stuff. But this control over thing, it's just got out of control. It's got out of control. Oh yeah, that's what's happened to it. So that's got to go.
Are we talking about a collective issue here?
Yes, I think so. I would say yes, because we all, this collective, we did actually all decide to go for it and try it out. And now we've decided it's not for us, so it's going to have to, it will just disappear. It's going to pop. The bubbles are going to pop. And then that'll all go back to this sandwich layer anyway, so that'll get sorted out.
Right.
But I think we're getting pretty close to the pop, because there's so much foam that's come down now. There's so many tendrils of light coming in. I don't think it's going to take much longer to illuminate this plane, which means we will start to interact with the other planes again. So that'll be the coming and going. We'll get back this movement up and down. That's had like a lid put on it for a long time. Yeah, well, time, it's not really, but you know what I mean. It's yeah. No, this control over thing is just not working. So no, it's gonna go.
Is everything on this plane working towards that?
There's a few, let's call them flat bubbles that have, without their light, that are soaked in here. They're still around, yes. What are we going to do with them? We have to do something with them. We can't just leave them here. Okay, they may have to wait a bit. They may have to just wait until we're going to get as many bubbles reinflated as we can. Yeah. So, and I think the more that are inflated, I mean, you can't keep a good bubble down, as we say. So we're all going to float up. That'll leave a bit of space for the flattened ones, and I think they're going to get some help. I think they're going to need a bit more help, though. Perhaps they'll be like collected up and sort of refitted in some way. They're pretty flat. It's
but there's help.
Yeah, they'll all be sorted out. It's just, it was their part. They were playing as well, but it was quite a heavy thing to do. I mean, it flattened them completely. I mean, they're just no fuel, no light, no nothing. It's wow. I don't think I'd like to be that flat. They'll be all right. It'll take a little bit of extra. We'll take them into the middle and just pour lots of our fuel into them. They'll be all right. Maybe not on this plane. We've got to get them off this plane, and then they'll be okay again.
Very good. And what's his role in all of this?
Well, she's doing it most of the time. It's just pouring this light out. Yeah, just keeping it coming. Just keep it coming. That's the whole thing. I mean, the light does all the work. You're just like a sort of an infiltration thing. You had to come down to this level to get it in, because it was obvious that even on just the level above, the plane above this one, you can't push the light in to it. Right. It has to be sucked in from the plane.
Right.
So yeah, so I think that's why so many of this froth decided to sort of come in, and we said, okay, we'll come in and we'll suck it all in, and that will sort it all out. So that's what we're doing. I mean, what else is there to do? The light does it all.
Right. Does it matter where she's doing that?
No. Doesn't matter at all. Go anywhere you like. Just whatever. As long as you're bubbly, be bubbly about it. Yeah, because that's the light. If you're gonna go somewhere it's fun for you. Yeah, you need more fun, because that's the more fun in these suits, the more open they are. They're more permeable. The light comes in better. and goes out again. So you've really got to find somewhere that you enjoy. Yeah, it's got to be fun. It's got to be more fun than anything else. So yeah, do that.
So there's no specific location she needs to be in.
No, it's the fun factor. Look for the fun factor, the feeling. Look for the feeling of joy. And the more joy, the more light. So that's what you got to look for, the joy.
I'm sure you're aware of and her husband's plan or idea to move to. Does that place hold the potential of fun for her?
Well, it does actually, Yeah, let her go and have a look at it, and let her see what she feels. If she feels a bit of joy bubbling up, then that's a good way to go for it. It's the feeling. It's the feeling in here. And well, one good thing is if she's laughing a lot when in this play, wherever it is, if it brings a lot of laughter out of her, then it's a good place to be. So let her go and find out. If she does a lot of laughing, then that's a good place to be.
Very good. She received the information or the suggestion to keep her feet still until the end of this year. Why did she receive that message?
That's to do with the light coming in. Oh, maybe that's why she thought of it's the Lichtfest. Well, this Lichtfest, that could be very interesting. More light is definitely coming in. Oh, I think a lot of people will be seeing this light. It may change the place for finding joy. It may not, but it depends. This light, the light, oh wow, it's really being sucked in quite a lot now. You can see it, these tendrils. I mean, they're starting to really thicken up. They're getting bigger, so that's good. There are some places they're sucking in the light at a faster rate than others. So it's possible, where she is now, if there's a lot of light is sucked in there, and she suddenly says, oh, this is joyful, I'm laughing again, then she could stay there. But if she goes off to and maybe they're going to suck in the light quicker there. I don't know. She should wait and see. But it's best to wait until the end of the year, because there's going to be so much light being sucked in. It will. There may be more places that light up.
Are we talking about a specific event in regard to that influx?
Yeah. It would be like it will be overwhelming. It'll be like like a tipping point, if you keep sucking this light in, at some point you won't be able to not see it. So it may not be complete illumination, but it will be so much. I think we're going to get interaction with the next level, with the next plane. So we'll be able to feel the next plane. Ooh, that will be interesting. There's going to be some interaction, so between the planes.
And this tipping point you mentioned, is that marked by the transition of the year into the next, roughly, or?
it seems to be around that area. Yes, it's okay. It has a lot to do with joy. So it's probably these festivals. If they are causing joy, then the light will start to pour in. And that will make a big difference. Yeah, that's very likely.
Hence the instruction for her to let the year pass before making any decisions.
Yes, definitely. Oh, the 275, that is actually the trajectory for her if she wants to move somewhere else. It's just an idea. I think by then she'll know. 27th of May is definitely where she will have sorted out where she wants to be by that time, judging by the joy that has appeared. So that's like, it's a good date to remember, or you don't have to remember the date, it's the time until then where such a lot of light will be here that she will know where she wants to be then, definitely. By that time it will all be sort of done and dusted for her. She'll know what's going on, and yeah, she'll go to the place where she can laugh a lot. I think she's going to do that.
So the number is a temporal marker.
Yeah, it's her trajectory. You know, this yes, let's call it a temporal marker.
Is there anything else you would like to add in regard to the trajectory? Any suggestions or instructions?
Look for the joy and the laughter. That is the best signpost you can have. It will happen. It will happen, and she'll know what is meant. Yeah, there will be fun, a lightness. There will be the light will bring the lightness. It will bubble up inside her. She'll know. It will be a sign for her, and it will sort itself out. Even if it means staying where she is, it's the energy of the places that will change. So it's a good suggestion for anyone, really. You know, just look for the laughter. If it bubbles up inside you when you're in a place, that's the place to be, isn't it? Yeah, so just go for that.
Excellent. She was wondering if there are any abilities that she might be able to reactivate or remember for what is coming.
There will be a lot of opportunity with the light coming in. Let me say, when the fuel tank is full to bursting, you know, you can go wherever you want. So go from plane to plane, interact with the beings on each level. When they come to this plane, have fun with them. Enjoy the interaction. It's definitely coming. So be open to communication. There will be communication coming and going. Before there's a seeing or a meeting up, there will be communication, definitely. So take off the communication blockage.
What's that?
It's like this little thing that she put on to stop the communication, because that would have made it difficult to be here for a while. So it's time to open that again now. So it's going to be the ability to communicate with the other beings.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, she can do that.
Is that something we can do or initiate here and now with her team being present?
That's probably a good idea. Otherwise she might might fall back into old ways and not do it. That's a good idea. Okay. Wait a minute then. Let's have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's here. Okay, it's heart-to-heart communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's what will do it. So when you come together, it will be heart to heart. I can feel I can feel the energy here. So it's okay. I know what the energy will feel like. So if it's open heart to open heart communication, it will feel like this. That's good to know. Okay. And it will go over great distances. That's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. And we can call one another. That's okay. And all right. Thank you. Well, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Wow.
So the blockage is removed?
Oh, it is. Yes. Okay.
Very good.
Wow.
Is there anything else we can either do here and now to support the activation of her abilities, or anything she can do in her everyday life?
Start reaching out from the heart to other open-hearted beings, and then practice the communication. It might be a little stuttery at first. Remind yourself of the ear tones as the light was coming in. It started off like Morse code and changed to a silver thread. So it will be similar. Open the heart for the communication and do not question the communication that comes in. You know now. It's open heart to open heart. Don't worry, nothing else will get in. It is open heart to open heart. And that is the communication. Enjoy.
Very good. All right. At this point, we have talked about all the questions had prepared for today. Is there anything else you would like to show or explain to her at this time, in this way?
I will reiterate. Look for the joy. Feel the joy. Feel the laughter. Express it. Bring in the light. You want this to go faster? You want to zoom out? You bring in that light now. Go for it, girl. Yeah.
All right. And at this point, I would like to give you the opportunity to pass on a message to the collective. If there's anything you want to put out there in this way, please do so now.
Okay. Fanatia so patrika na malatai na ko santinya na matana. Pasa tia hat tas na bakadai kata wata. Sufa ta ha ta wachi mara na plato kun bas gravar but it's da silima da wa. Swalanta e karwa sitia. Matsatsikta silmai kata pochidai kata svelettini moda di sino fatto. So it's avanti alla marasiao. Poi si chiama come te la vanno sa ma la tariamata qua nana patiao da me. Sana qua manayo mai sal mai to Thank you.
Thank you. Then, with your permission, we will close today's session.
Yes. I think it's open forever, but I know what you mean.
I'm asking this team with much gratitude and love to recede to where they